there we go.
You want me to recap?
Yeah, recap that one.
Yeah, this guy, he was friends with the son of a property owner. She had owned the property for forever. Elderly woman.
What's elderly?
I don't know her exact age. It sounded like maybe in her 80s.
Oh, that's young.
Yeah, 80s. She's got another 10, 20 years. But they knew she was dealing with some health problems. So, talking to the son and her, he negotiated saying, like, when your mother moves out, because eventually she's going to need to move out, I would like to buy this property. In its current state, it's not worth very much. So here's how much I'd like to pay just whenever you guys are ready to sell it. But let's get it on a contract. So he buys it on a land sale contract at that price and says he'll make $20,000 annual payments for the next, I think it was 4 or 5 years.
And he has the full 365 days to come up with the 20K. You do it on
Yep.
the last day of the year.
Yep.
Okay.
And then about 3 months after they sign that contract, he gets that killer price on it. He or she gets sick and has to move out, go into assisted living. So now he's going to close on it without even having paid a dime. And it's all being done through power of attorney through the son because she's sick. So
Was the purchase price the total of these 20,000 payments, maybe 80,000 or 100,000?
the purchase price,
Yeah.
got it for 305.
Oh,
Yeah, and the thing is it was such a good price. The 20,000 he was putting toward it, if I remember right, it wasn't even going to credit against that 305,000. So he was just making payments to nail in that price, knowing that the property would continue to appreciate over the next few years.
oh,
He didn't mind paying 385 for it, but he thought he gets it in at 305 now. That's so
that's really creative.
it was kind of weird.
That's creative. Yeah.
I was like, how did you manage to negotiate these terms? And he's like, I probably got lucky. It was talking to the right people at the right time that I knew. So
Yeah.
but I think it's going to work out good for him. The ARV that we thought on it was about 600.
Wow.
It's really close to Fern Ridge. It's got 4 acres, beautiful land, really good location. And it's kind of an old farmhouse with like a wraparound deck. So it's going to look really cool.
Nice. Very
Well,
nice.
tell that guy I'd like to meet him because then he could mentor me and then I'll bring more deals to you, Zach.
There you go. Yeah, I'll chat with him.
Always looking to meet new people, always.
Yeah.
And particularly people smarter than me. And that's a very low bar.
Well, Mike, I might have referrals for you though, because if you're doing cannabis deals and you've partnered with a loan fund, we don't touch that stuff. So I'll give you a call the next time I hear about one. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
was it just cannabis or cannabis and hemp?
Oh, I
Anything?
guess both in that there's, I don't know what the federal banking laws are regarding hemp. I do know that the, FDA and it was like in a farm bill or something like that. Hemp is
Yeah.
cool now. And so don't know if it'd be a regular farm loan or what,
One of the reasons that we still don't do hemp, just like cannabis, is that, yeah, hemp was deemed not a controlled substance in the farm bill. And
Yep.
basically the federal government said that it's legal, but within that bill, it says that the states need to write their laws regulating that industry in a certain way to adhere to federal guidelines.
Yep.
State of Oregon hasn't done that yet.
Yeah.
So it's like the feds and the state don't match up yet. So that's why we still haven't done it. I can't tell you how many times people reach out to me though about hemp and they're just like, it's totally legal. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still technically a gray area, which is silly.
Yeah, no, you have the correct answer to tell them that, and that is, I'd say unfortunate for them, but fortunate for people who do lending in the cannabis and hemp industry.
Yeah. Yep.
But the thing is sorting between the vast majority who are, they've grown some plants before. They might have grown 20, 30 plants, you know, on the black market or something like that. But to run a business, those people are few and far between.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and I guess what caught John Helmick's ear was, you know, I can walk in a place and I'll tell you in 60 seconds if they're going to be around next year. And it's just eyeballing what they're doing and how they're doing it and everything else, and a little bit of interview and vetting process. But the actual people, what I like are people who are business people background, and they say, I'm going to step in this, I'm going to find a grower, but I'm going to set up this business. This looks like a new opportunity here in the United States and everything else. And my favorite client is literally an attorney from Florida. He's got a robust practice, and I got 2 loans going with him. He has a very successful farm, both indoor and outdoor. And I mean, he's got everything dialed in. I mean, business metrics. Okay, here's my monthly cost on this, and portion on that. And okay.
Mm-hmm. We did a loan on a farm, former pot farm. The guy actually had to sell off his license because he moved out here from Tennessee thinking that cannabis business was just going to be a slam dunk.
Oh yeah.
Pay harder than he thought. Plus just the massive influx of licensing. They flooded the market too fast.
Yeah. Yes, they
Crash
did.
prices. And so he was just taken out, but he ended up selling to some really successful growers. His license shortly after we closed the loan. So that was the only way that we did it, is we knew that his license was basically not attached to the property anymore.
Yep.
So yeah, it was kind of an interesting deal. But Grace, do you have any other deals that you want to workshop for our deal deep dive?
We could look at the one that we looked at last week.
Sure.
What would you like me to pull up? Anything, or just talk about it?
Well, we had an interesting exchange. You were asking me, what's your purchase price?
Yeah.
and then you reached your purchase price. We could see how we each reached our numbers.
All right. Well, I do mine by a lot of guesstimating, I would say. I did not use my pro forma to, well, I might have used my pro forma to come up with it. Let me pull up some things. First of all, pull up the RIA website to show the comps and the rehab and all that kind of stuff. All right. This property is under contract with a wholesaler. So it's not like you can go out and beat and buy it from them, the seller. But let's see, I got to go to the front. Let's see. Front. It's going to take me a minute to do the screen share. And the wholesaler had it emailed out advertisement, basically, that this property in Springfield is available for $385,000. The contracts is available for $385,000. At the members only mystery meeting, at the members only mystery meeting last Wednesday, I was asking those present who I told those present that I was going to go see this property tomorrow at noon, which was Thursday, the next day. And Saffron says, "Oh my God, I just deleted that as soon as I saw that price." maybe the price scared her or whatever. She's like, there's no way that house is gonna be worth, the ARV was 520, was it? Yeah, I think so.
30, they thought.
Yeah, they said 530. I thought 520. Okay, let's see. Got to get to my,
Prices here are getting crazy. I still think $500,000 for that house just seems crazy to me, but
yeah, I
I-
know. It's just,
so-
it is bizarre to always have to adjust your mentality weekly.
yeah,
Weekly on the prices, basically. Gosh, where is it?
you flipped that one off Quinault. and
Yeah,
I used to own a house off Quinault.
you were right there in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah, and I bought the thing for 120, and it was, a little smaller than the one that we just looked at. 120,000. That was like, 6 years ago. Is what
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about
This is a better neighborhood than Quinault anyway.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it's just, a rock's throw away. It's not that far.
It's, well, one's Hayden Bridge and the other's not.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
My property is finally getting there. Gee. No, that's not it either. Not got it. I am not finding my repair estimates.
I might have it because you gave me a printout.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't easily share that.
Yes. All right, I think I'm getting there now. No, I'm still not. What the heck? I can't figure this out. Something's missing on the website, I think. Buyer leads, seller leads. No. I'm getting there. All right. Okay, first I will. All right. Okay, here I can share screen now. All right, okay. All right, there's the address. It's 1 story, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet. The comps were given by the wholesaler. This one on 6th Street is only 2 houses away, just right on the corner there. And it sold for 528 in April. And then this Vera Drive is generally in the same area, and it sold for 520. One of these was Mac Daddy fixed up, really customized and stuff, interior and exterior. And the other one was just kind of normal fixed up, and the exterior on both of them had large patio entertainment areas with the fire pits and lots of concrete or brick
I
decking.
think one of them had like RV parking.
Did one have RV parking too?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm going to go to repairs and hopefully you can still see my screen. Yeah. And then I put in my repairs, and basically what I do is, as you can see here, just on the RIA website, you can just put, you click it to say you paint the exterior because it already knows the square feet. Now I just unclicked it and you'll see that this bottom amount here will change to 1,500. Now I'm going to click it again. They did not include paint on their worksheet as something, exterior paint is something that you would need to do. But I feel like if you're going to announce that a house has been fixed up in a neighborhood, you want to repaint it so it's different from the Google pictures, and so you would always want to change the color. So you can see here, it's a 2-car garage. I added notes here, which was build outdoor entertainment patio, concrete, gazebo, fire pit. So I figured, just giving a guess of $5,000 that we'd put into it. And then again, interior paint, flooring, again, it's just a check mark that I have to do. It's already figured in. 7 doors. what kind of irritates me about this is the system. I guess I could update it so that it would include trim, but whenever you're replacing a door, you're gonna have to replace the trim around it too, not just insert a new door. And so trim is I have found that trim is a large expense in my miscellaneous categories when I'm flipping houses. So maybe I could, so you'll see, but the miscellaneous, the way this is set up is so that 25%, I think it is, will add on to of the total. So right here I have 78, no, right here I have 78,000 for the interior, the garage the exterior or the patio 5,000, and then the garage, the exterior 7,000. So a total of, plus the 20% miscellaneous, 109,000 for repairs.
That basement remodel, that was for the foundation issue that we found
Yes.
out.
Yes, that's right, Zach. So we found out upon visiting the house that the wholesalers had missed a little bit in their interview with the seller, that she had a foundation issue and already had an estimate of $43,000 actually. And the phone call that I took during the meeting was that concrete or that foundation company, and they're going to send me a picture of the drawing of where they're going to repair that foundation, because I was still worried that for the conversations I was hearing is that they thought only one corner of the house needed, but it was basically the whole perimeter of the house needs to be lifted back up. So I will check into that. And I also found out that they are not able to start work until April or May if they were the ones that were hired. So that's very important in my holding cost, don't you think, Zach?
Yep.
To find that out, because it's the first thing that has to be done. You gotta get
Yep.
the house leveled before you start everything else. And I know that Tom, we could demo and stuff, but Tom would not want to be starting to fix this and that inside with shifting going on.
Right. You got to do
Okay.
that first.
So now
Question on the interior paint. It wasn't a round numbers, 5177.
Yeah, so the reason I
where
will
does
say
that
that,
come
Mike.
from?
So in the background of this, I'm going to click here, repair estimates, and you can see, no, not it. Okay. Default rehab costs. Here we go. This is the background of where all these figures are picked up from. We have state averages here for, this is per square of the roof, per window.
Oh, okay.
And a window is considered a 3 foot by 4 foot window. Doors, yeah, that's an exterior door, not an interior door. All that stuff. So when paint comes along, we'll go to interior paint. Statewide is 320. I've got it at 310. Maybe I should raise that. National has it at 345. So this is my own here, and it's probably
And that it's just state average against the square footage, and it comes up with the number.
yes. Sir.
Okay.
And then you look at that square footage, which wasn't an even number. Yeah. Okay. And then all that, and then you save your costs kind of thing. And also right here, you see maximum allowable formula. State average is 70%. I have mine at 75, and many times I change it to 80%. So I'm more competitive, but that means that out of that ARV, the maximum that I will pay is 75% after the cost of repairs. Whereas others the maximum they will pay is 70%, giving them a 30% cushion to make a profit. And usually like a $500,000 house, I would normally put it up 80%, but with the cost of materials and the pipeline delays and all that kind of stuff, I kept it at 75%. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, let's see here. Let me go back to the investment, and then I'm going to go to property details. Okay, back to the front of this. All right, so now we see that my maximum allowable offer is $283,553, and that is what I texted in as my offer. That's where I got it. I did not use my other, which is pro forma. And Zach, would you like to tell about yours? Because Zach came up with a lot more.
Well, yeah, what's interesting is what you just mentioned is possibly using 80% for the MAO formula. I've been going with a default of 80% just because it is so competitive out there.
Yeah.
Plus, I noticed on your holding estimate, you estimated a 3-month hold time.
Yeah,
always-
that would be wrong. Where did
Yeah,
you see that at?
the printout that you gave me.
Oh, that was yeah, that was the pro forma, and I could not change it in that spreadsheet for whatever
Oh.
reason. I tried to change it to 6. Yeah.
You know, I always tell people it's gonna take twice as long as you think.
Yep.
So if you say 3 months, I'm gonna say 6. If you say 6 months, I'm gonna say 12. But you know, I always tell people, if you're really confident in yourself, you have your contractors selected that you know and you work with and can get it done quickly. If truly you can achieve your goals, here would be the absolute maximum that you should buy the house for. If it's somewhat speculative, or that 6-month could balloon into 12 months, or you've never worked with this contractor before, or you're relying on subs like, you know, a foundation repair thing that's going to take you 6 months just to get them out to the house.
Mhm.
And no, we need to drop that from the 80% down to, the 70%. So my formula was pretty simple for texting you my number. I plugged it into my system and pulled some comparables. I thought, okay, if this thing was really well done, 520,000 resale value for that area.
Mhm.
And then 80% of that. So 80% of 520 was 416,000. And then your original rehab estimate you had sent me was 61,500. And that was before we factored in the foundation. So I was like, okay, let's round up to 100,000 because we've got 40 grand for the foundation. So minus the 100,000 in repairs, and I got 316. And then the only reason I said, I think I texted you 315, maybe as high as 330.
Really? I gotta look.
I don't remember what I said. Was it
315 to 320.
315 to 320?
Yeah.
I thought to myself, I've seen people buy a house like that as high as like 330. Those types of people are their own contractor, they're their own licensed real estate agent. So they have other ways that they're cutting down on their costs, both rehabbing and selling. And if you have some of those pieces of the puzzle in, you can be a little bit more competitive, knowing that you're going to be able to credit your commissions to the deal, or
Yeah.
you know, any number of ways that you can try and cut on costs. So that's kind of where I landed as far as the absolute maximum. I think I like yours a lot better. And I find it just awesome that you sent into a wholesaler an offer 100,000 less than.
It was basically $100,000 less than they're asking. Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing.
And his reply was, we'll have to renegotiate. I'll get back to you. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you would.
there was Mike, so you know there was quite a bit of interest there. It wasn't like just they did an open house scheduled noon on Thursday, and we were definitely not the only one there. There one couple there were realtors or something, realtor and the contractor. So I didn't talk to them. I think you did, Zach.
Yeah, I know them.
You know them. Did you give them the hint of place?
Nope. I had no idea they were going to be there. So they showed up before you, and I was like, oh. And he was like, did I tell you about this? I was like, no, not yet. See ya. But I'm meeting somebody else here. He's like, oh crap.
and then somebody else was there, and I heard somebody say to you, oh, you're the hard money guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I had no idea it was going to be like
I am.
three different people there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
based on this conversation, I'll make a declaration right now on the first business day of the year. If I ever meet and come across an honest, hardworking contractor that diligently does everything he says he's going to do and does it on time or ahead of time, I'm going to divorce my wife and marry him.
Partnership, but you can partner in another way, Mike. Another way to partner.
You know what, Mike? I know a guy in his company. They are really good, and so I might have someone to introduce you to. The only thing is, is he is way more expensive. No flipper could ever use him. He
Right.
Ah,
He
Right.
charges and he gets it because he gets stuff done and he's honest, but he'll literally charge you twice as much. And
wow.
that's just, he straight up says, no, if I'm gonna do it like it needs to be done, and I need to give you the level of service that you want, I'm gonna charge you this. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a time when you really need timeliness and high quality. And then there's time, we call it the contractor's triangle. One point being how good you want it. Next one, how timely you want it. And the third one is how much you're willing to pay.
You can have 2 out of 3, but not all 3.
It's always the truth, yes. But it sounds like in this case, your guy is, if you're willing to pay twice as much, you can have all 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got some family flipping a house in Cottage Grove right now, and they've been at it almost a year and a half because
Wow.
there's subcontractors that they keep hiring, they're going for the lowest price possible. And I keep telling them it doesn't always work out,
No.
people bag out on you, or, they hired lumber liquidators to do their floors. And lumber liquidators, basically it says in their bid, they guarantee a level floor. And the floors of this house, this really old house, were not level. So they go in and they poured down like 3 inches of concrete subfloor and then put the floor on top of the old floor. And so now they have like an extra 3 inches throughout the whole house, and they have to cut all the doors down to make them.
Oh, yeah. Your head's hitting the ceiling.
Yeah. One nightmare after another. I'm like, man, I don't know. Sometimes it pays to pay a little bit more.
Yeah.
It always does
Yeah,
in my book. It's just like,
yeah.
somebody was asking on our Facebook page for a roofer, and a couple things were put in, and and I was like, I always use Oregon roof guys. Well, one thing is because repetitive business, I get pushed up on their priority, as I'm flipping houses, but he always does it on or before the date he scheduled. It's the same price, it's what he says it's gonna be, pretty much. Well, you met him, Zach, at Quinault.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah. His worker couldn't, I didn't realize that the owner was up on the roof, but he had a worker that didn't show up, so he was up there getting it done. Yeah. Anyways, that was fun. I'm gonna just tell you guys, there's just, just a few of us here, but I just made an executive decision today that our main meeting is gonna be via Zoom because of the Omicron variant. And after much discussion with my Rotary going on by email, I decided that, yeah, we probably should do it by Zoom instead. So we'll see what happens for the main meeting.
No, that's good. That is good.
Yeah.
Even on Zoom, I use a marker and I put a little mask across Zach and you, and then I wipe the screen down with alcohol and
Clean the mouse. That's fun. Thank you, Zach. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for organizing this meeting again.
Yeah, I was gonna go fix all the others. Hey, Jason, you want to say hi before you leave? He must be working.
Yeah. Listen,
All right. Thanks, everybody.
good to
thank
see you
you,
guys.
thank you. This was good. Appreciate it. Thank you being there.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year.